What is going on, collective? Let's go ahead and start off with some deep breaths. Here, we're going to follow the rhythm. We're going to follow the flow. I want to pull up some affirmations for us. Let's go ahead and focus in on the deep breaths. I feel like that is so essential right now. I feel heavily on us rising to the occasion. We are in a higher level, we are in a higher vibration, and we want to stay in a higher vibration. This is essential, and we're going to get into more of this in a minute here. There are a lot of themes that are happening right now, and has been, I want to say, for me, I've been feeling it since last week. Okay, we are in Leo season. All right, we are in Leo season now. I have been feeling a lot of these themes, I want to say, starting, oh gosh, all these transits, right? There's been a lot of energies just being mixed in together, right? I also would like to do a prayer here. Heavenly Father, we come to you today with an open heart and humble heart. We love you and appreciate you. We ask you to fill us with your strength, peace, and joy so that we can see our dreams come to pass. We refuse to give up. We declare that we are patient, we are persistent, and we will press through to victory. Show us your miraculous power in Jesus' name. Inshallah, amen. Thank you. Envy, jealousy, hate has become so powerful and is continuing to be more powerful. Envy, jealousy, and hate is very powerful, and perhaps even more powerful than what love can bring and what love has done, and the kind of love that we give and we serve. Jealousy, hate, envy has become so powerful that it has overpowered and has been overpowering creativity, self-trust, self-persistence, self-compassion, right? The kindness that you give to yourself. Collective, this is what I mean by we need to stay in a higher frequency, right? It is so essential that we do, because jealousy and envy and hate has become so powerful, and it just continues to be. It is every single day overpowering the love that we carry. When we do not implement self-compassion, kindness, empathy, and understanding within ourselves, and we are not carrying this around with us, okay, like putting this in the forefront and thinking to ourselves, like, this is who I'm going to be today. This is exactly what I am. This is what I've programmed myself to be, right? And if I'm not carrying this around with me, I just feel like I'm just dragging my body around, right? Life seems so boring, purposeless, like I have no drive for life, right? There's no sense of drive. There is no sense of purpose when you are out there and you're showing your face and you're not rooting yourself in compassion and kindness and empathy. You aren't actually seeing others in the same way as you see yourself. How we speak to others and how we see them is exactly how we speak to us and how we see ourselves. To keep that in mind, because that is what's going to keep us in a higher vibration, that if we root ourselves in kindness, self-compassion, right? We stay in a higher frequency, which is exactly what you're giving out to the rest of us. Hate, jealousy, envy, all those unwholesome emotions, all of those unwholesome qualities. I don't even know if they're qualities. Unwholesome emotions. If that can be powerful, I'm sure that self-compassion and kindness and empathy can be just as powerful. Right? We are dragging our body around when we don't have these qualities, great qualities that we all have within ourselves: kindness, compassion, empathy, understanding. When there is understanding within yourself, you have understanding with other people. You understand other people just as much as you understand yourself, right? We feel enlightened, and we want to stay in that frequency. Out of the ashes, I rise like the golden sun. Remember how I said that we are on the rise here. Spiritual direction inspires my creative flow, creation. These are beautiful cards. I am using the Star Temple Oracle deck here. What we have been feeling and what we are feeling is resistance. You might have felt a lot of this during the full moon in Capricorn, the second one, okay, the one that we just recently had. And you might even feel a bit tired, a little hungover from this full moon. Also, muscle pain, muscle strain, mental strain. It is best at this time to keep ourselves in a steady flow, okay, and keeping ourselves in a higher frequency, asking ourselves questions, right? This is key. This is key right now. This is bringing us to awareness. This is bringing us into awareness. Why all of a sudden I don't want to be in this relationship? These questions are coming out for us, okay, collective? Why do I feel this way? Where is the relationship going? Heavy emphasis on relationships. Perhaps we're feeling a lot of the resistance because of where we are in our relationships, whether this is non-romantic or romantic, okay? Am I even happy here? Is my partner even happy in this relationship? What is this relationship consist of? Is this making my partner happy? What do I really want from this person? Okay. Reflecting back to this, who you are in the relationship, and who is this person, your partner, to you in this relationship? Okay. Things are switching up. Things are changing. So what I'm getting here is that when I receive these messages, okay, when it comes to relationships, is that things are changing up internally. Therefore, where you are with yourself may not be the same and where your partner is. So it's important to ask ourselves these questions, reflecting on these questions, and also talking it out to your partner. Okay, is this person benefiting me? Are you benefiting them? Am I gaining anything from this relationship, and are they gaining anything from this relationship? Okay. And a lot of this comes from, of course, everything is rooted in our childhood. Everything is rooted in trauma. Everything is rooted in pain. Everything is rooted back to how our parents treated us when we were just kids. Everything is rooted back to our relationship with our parents. So what I'm getting here is that whatever it is that you are feeling in your relationship, collective, this is rooted back to your relationship with your mother and your relationship with your father. This is your wounded inner child that you are feeling. And moments, and you might have been feeling this a lot lately with the resistance that you're feeling in your system, that when you are asking these questions about you and your partner and the relationship you have with them, this is rooted back in this wounded child that you remember yourself to be. You remember that child who went through that trauma, that abandonment, that neglect, right? This is rooted back to your relationship with your parents, and even now, your relationship with your parents now, and how that looks like for you in your life. You're seeing yourself in this relationship, and whatever that your partner is mirroring back to you may not be the same as it was in the beginning of the relationship. So now you're asking yourself questions. You're reflecting on so many questions. And I want to remind you guys that asking questions is essential here, because asking questions is bringing you back to self-awareness is what I got here, okay? And having to ask ourselves questions, this is clearing the blockages, if you will, right? We got to start somewhere, right? How am I able to unblock myself from this feeling that I'm having in this very moment? How am I able to unblock myself from this pain, this emotion that I am feeling in this very moment? We are to ponder, stay curious, asking ourselves questions, because this is going to bring us back to self-awareness and being more conscious about who we are in our relationships, bringing us into a higher level, higher frequency. When we are being attentive to what we're feeling, when we are being attentive to the feelings and the emotions, and we are not ignoring it, because we have a tendency to do that, right? When we are being attentive and paying attention to what am I feeling, what can I do to unblock myself from this? What is the blockages? And when it comes to relationships, you guys, and heavy emphasis on relationships, I'm telling you, this is what I got a lot from this message, is this is your relationship that you have with your parents. I'm getting that for some of you, you don't even speak to your parents. And it's hard for some of us to even reach out to our parents and even start a conversation. Okay, this is what I'm getting. I'm following the flow here, you guys. This is rooted in our relationship with our parents. What you may be holding onto is resentment, failure, guilt that you have towards your mother or your father or your father. So there goes your resistance. Right? Heavy emphasis on resistance. When we are holding on to resistance, and I feel like a lot of us collectively, we are holding on to resistance, and this is why we are not bringing ourselves to a higher frequency, because there's blockages, and the blockages comes from this resistance rooted back to childhood wounds, inner child wounds, inner child trauma. Resistance. There's resistance in your relationships, and there's also resistance in the relationship you have with your parents. Okay. How you are with your partner is how you are with your parents. Again, resistance. And I want to mention heavy emphasis on our foster kids, okay, who have never met their parents. This is also resistance that you are feeling in your body. A lot of what we are facing right now is change. And we are not able to get to a higher frequency, higher level, higher vibration, because when change is here and we are being faced with change, but you are resisting, you're going to change. I don't know if this is a good idea, because it's so unfamiliar. It's very uncomfortable. Again, coming back to resistance. I feel that this is the perfect time to come back to prayer. This is the perfect time to come back to meditation. Because when you're in meditation, you are to release and to surrender everything. Whether that would be in the mind, right? You're just being observing of your thoughts. Whether that would be emotions, right? Unblocking yourself. Whether this would be old energies, holding on to you, or you holding on to it, and you now finding yourself to be detaching yourself from it. So for instance, if you are one now approaching your parents, right, and you're wanting to work things out with them, and you're wanting to express, that is you unblocking yourself, taking you out of resistance, now leveling up. Now you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I feel weightless. So now you are stepping into a higher vibration. You have unblocked yourself from the resentment that you felt with your parents, towards your parents. You are unblocking yourself from these guilts, these failures that you feel about yourself, the guilt, the resentment that you have towards your mother and or your father. Now, you now have unblocked yourself from all of these feelings, emotions, and now you're feeling yourself to be rising and going into a whole different level, right? You are also, now that you have found yourself to be unblocking this and expressing so much to your parents, and you now having to find yourself in a different light with your parents, you too are finding yourself to be in a different light in your relationship, in your romantic relationship, your friendships. The resistance is gone. Now things are actually flowing in the right direction, and you are now changing. Heavy emphasis on change here, you guys. It is to bring us back to awareness. I think I said that already. A lot of, also, I have the Empress here, a lot also on how you feel about your mother and what you have been feeling about your mother, the relationship that you have with your mother. This is key. This is essential, okay? And that has been the theme also in Cancer season, is your relationship with your mother, how it has been with you and your mother lately, conversations that you are having with your mother. What are the things that your mother has been expressing to you? Right? And where your mother is with you. This is going to bring us to, it's going to instantly, I'm getting here, it's going to bring us instantly on a higher level, and that's where we want to be, higher vibration. Because a lot of that resistance comes from pain, and the very thing that we don't want to pay attention to, because it's too painful, it's too much to, it's unbearable. Okay. When we are in the energy of love, and this is a mother's love, right? When we are in the energy of love, empathy, happiness, growth, expansion, when there is kindness and empathy, there is hope. And when we feel hope, we feel safe. When we are in the energy of all of this, we are in a higher frequency, keeping in mind that we want to be in a higher vibration, okay? Changing the vibration in the room by finding depth in our conversations. Again, your conversation with your mother. This clears out your own energy collective. This clears out everything in your body, mind, body, and spirit. So if you have been the one holding on to old energies, right? If you have been holding on to resentment, if you have been holding on to guilt, denial, even the conversation that you have with your own mother, right? In the energy of love, empathy, happiness, growth, and expansion, it's going to clear your vibration. It's going to clear your energy. Now you are being brought up to a higher level, right? Knowing there is still hope, we seek hope first, and safety in one another. And you find a lot of that safety with your mother. your own mother and your own father was that authority figure in your life growing up that you looked up to. So it's even harder for our foster kids. It's even harder for our children who never even met their own parents. So I'm talking to somebody here when I say that it's harder for you because you've never met your parents. You have never really known and really felt that, experienced that relationship with your own parents. So you are finding yourself to be in blockages. There's so much blockages inside of you. Mind, body. There's so much blockages. Why am I not able to change? I'm trying so hard, Kimber, to change mentally and emotionally. Why am I not able to change? Why am I not finding myself to be changing and bringing myself up to a higher frequency, a higher energy? And I empathize with that for the ones who have never met their parents, and you know, you've probably went from one foster home to another, and you're just bouncing back from one to another, one to another, one to another, one to another. And it's so hard to find that consistency in your life. And you're questioning yourself. Again, questions. You're questioning yourself. Am I ever going to find consistency in my life? Am I ever going to find, you know, my real parents? Your emotions are at a high. Your emotions have been at a high. And so this is where you ask yourself, how do I even bring myself up to a higher level, Kimber, a higher frequency? Because this is all rooted in the relationship you have with your parents, okay? There should be, and hear me when I say that there should be a safe space always to express your vulnerabilities. Think depth, expressing your journey. This is a healthy release. You may be finding yourself, I'm getting that, you may be finding yourself to be expressing a lot. Whomever it is who's very attentive to you in this very moment, right? Whomever it is, it could be a stranger, somebody you just met, and now you're finding yourself to be expressing your vulnerabilities to this, you know, stranger, and they're very attentive to you. They're not one to, you know, berate you or even make you feel unsafe. Like, they are actually making you feel safe. Like they're welcoming you. And now you're finding yourself to be expressing this vulnerability, your vulnerabilities to this stranger. I feel like that's happening to some of us, okay? Because there's really no one to look to, right? If you can't find family close to you to support you, to love you, to care for you the way that you know you should be, sometimes God is going to bring strangers into your life. And hear me when I say this, that God is going to bring people into your life whom you can feel safe with. If your own family can't support you, collective, and they're choosing not to because they have some kind of secret animosity towards you, or jealousy and envy, and again, jealousy and envy and hate is amplified right now. If your own family and your own friends can't give you the support that you absolutely need, God is going to bring you people into your life whom you can express your vulnerability to and feel safe with. There should be a safe space for all, always to express vulnerabilities, expressing your journey, because this is a healthy release. And perhaps, and this is what I'm getting by the resistance that you're feeling in your body, the resistance that you have been feeling in your body, this has been the very thing that's been holding you back from leveling up. because either you haven't felt no support and love from anybody around you, not even your own family is giving you that support, giving you that love, but not just like buying you gifts, not just by giving you materialistic things, but actually showing you and taking the initiative to show you and being very intentional and showing you. That's what I mean by showing you love and showing you the care that you deserve. For some of you, I'm getting like some of you guys' family members they are intentionally not giving you the love and the care because they have some kind of secret animosity towards you. It's gross, right? That's the energy I'm getting. And then that too is bringing resistance into your life, back into your life, right? It's not your fault. Okay, that's what I'm getting here. It's not your fault that you ended up in where you are, that you ended up in where you are right now. Okay. All you have been trying to do, collective, and hear me when I say, is that you've just been trying to uplift yourself. You have been. And you're just wanting to start all over again. And mind you, when I say that, you can start all over again, over and over and over and over and over again, until you get to a place where you feel safe with yourself, where you feel certainty within yourself, surety. This is who I am, and I am not going to change myself for anybody. This is who I've become, because this is what I choose to do for myself, and this is the path that I choose to be on. So when I'm saying that, because some of you guys' parents and some of you guys' family don't actually agree with the path that you are on. It's become very detrimental to your health, mind, body, and spirit, right? It has become very detrimental to our health. You are a starseed. You are somebody, you are a very special kid with very special gifts, and your family sees this, but they also neglect it. And you see this collective, this is where your awareness steps in. It is not your fault that you are a child of gifts. You were brought into this world wired this way. So for your parents or your family to be ignoring you and ignoring this big part of you, that's not your fault. Although it is making you feel some type of way. But you are to follow the path that you are on, okay? My inner child is whole and complete. You are allowed to start all over again, no matter what that looks like for you on this path that you are on. Sometimes the best thing to do is to start all over again. You're reprogramming yourself, getting yourself out of this old conditionings, okay? Whatever that was forced on you, whatever that was pushed on you, ideas, political matters, whatever that means in your life, that whatever that was pushed on you, that you were conditioned to believe, you're getting rid of that. All of that needs to go. And you have been and wanting to let all of that go, but you feel like and have felt like there's been a lot of that resistance. And a lot of that resistance is not getting the love and the care, the necessary love and the care from your own parents and or your family. Not sometimes getting the reassurance, the validation that where you are on your path is exactly where you're supposed to be. You're not hearing, I am proud of you, I love you, from your own family, from your own parents. You are not hearing encouragement, not one bit. And you're trying so hard here, collective. You just have such a big heart. And this is the part of you that your own family is ignoring and neglecting, right? Sometimes the best thing to do is to start all over. Honoring yourself, honoring your body, holding yourself steady, being strong, and knowing that this is the path that I'm on, knowing that this is what I have experienced and I'm going to stick by it. This is my truth. If my family and or my parents cannot support me in this and whatever I want to do for myself, and however I would like to do it for myself, because we all deserve to live a life that, you know, makes you feel satisfied and not have to walk around, you know, feeling like you have to hold yourself back in anything. You are allowed to start all over again. So this is where the higher vibration comes in, collective, okay? There is, and I want to tell you guys this, that when I say that we are to start all over again, this is going to bring us to a higher level. This time around, attracting the right people in our life, the right job, success, and even more of it, even money, wealth, health, and also a healthy relationship, okay? This time around, you're going to find yourself to be in a higher frequency. And to be in a higher frequency, we are to follow our intuition, and we are to follow and honor what our body is telling us. Coming back to resonance. How are we able to attract? How are we able to manifest the right things in our life? Bringing us back to resonance. And this is where it leads me to saying there is resonance in creativity. This is also how we are able to unblock ourselves from resistance. What are you holding yourself back from? Where is it rooted from? Where is it coming from? Release through creativity. Anger, release through creativity. Pain, release through creativity. Whether that would be you working with your hands, working with your feet, and movement and motion, moving your body around, right? Through dance, through tap dancing. Ooh, I just got that. Through tap dancing, through dance. Whether this would be anything that is going to, you know, push you to move your body. Yoga. A movement, and always in movement. And in movement are we also releasing, and then bringing us to a higher frequency. Releasing. We don't actually know that we have been trapping a lot in our body, in our system. We don't actually know that we have endured a lot, and we're still holding on to that, right? There is resonance in creativity. There is resonance in how we speak to our partner. Ooh, that's a good one. I'm looking at these notes that I have written down. There is resonance in how we speak to our partner. Remember how I said that how you speak to yourself is how you are speaking to everybody else. That when you speak to yourself with compassion, there's resonance in that. I love myself. I love my body. I am enough. I am grateful. I am enough. I am worthy. And how you speak to yourself is exactly how you're going to be and speak to other people. And there's resonance in that. And through resonance, are you also bringing higher vibration to the rest of us? It's a ripple effect. It's a ripple effect, right? When you hold to certainty, when you're telling yourself that this is who I really am, and you know it for yourself, there's a certainty. Other people can feel that. There's resonance in that, right? And how you speak and how you move, and just even the way that you stand, there's resonance. It speaks. Your energy speaks for you. Not even having to speak a word, collective. Sometimes not having to even speak a word, but your energy speaks for you. There is resonance in that. And already in that resonance, when somebody looks at you, when we look at somebody and just the way that they are, it's very influential. And there's a ripple effect. There's a ripple effect. You know what I mean? How I am with myself, I'm bringing that out there in the world. I am bringing my energy out there. And how do I even want to say this? How you want to represent yourself. You're also doing others a favor. You're also doing others and showing others that they too can be the same. Like, you are that number one person that is making that change. You see, change is actually facing us right now. And either we are to take it, welcome it, receiving it, or we don't. Change is looking at us and going, here is your chance to turn things around and you can start all over again. Here's your chance to start all over again. And some of us are going, resistance. And then the rest of us are going, I welcome you. Instant higher vibration you're bringing yourself into when you're welcoming it and you're making the intention of welcoming change. But for some of us, the resistance again is coming and is rooted from pain, trauma, your relationship with your parents, relationship with whomever is trying to hold you back from leveling up. There is resonance in how we speak to our partner. And now I'm getting that if you are one holding that resonance and you are speaking to your partner and your partner is rejecting what you're saying to them, like you are this person who is giving love and showing love to your partner, right? Like you actually genuinely care. And you're showing them that and you're being intentional with it, but your partner is reacting to it not in a wholesome way. Now, this can mean, one, it's just too unbearable for them to receive because they too have not known love for themselves, for them to actually really receive your love because your love is so genuine. Does that make sense? Two, the resonance that's coming from you, collective, while you're giving and showing love to your partner, they just cannot fathom it. They don't understand it yet. So if you're finding yourself to be expressing love to your partner and they're rejecting it and they're not really reacting to it in a positive way, it only means that they are holding on to a lot of pain. They're holding on to something and they too are in resistance and they're not they're not allowing change. They're not welcoming change. They're not allowing change to happen in their life. But you are one wanting to change. Okay, this is what I'm getting here. There is resonance also in trust. Okay. Excuse me. For some of you, oh wow. For some of you, I'm getting like marriage, right? Family. You and your little family, okay? You just had a baby. There's resonance in that also. Higher vibration. That's higher vibration. This can also be interpreted as like, for some of you, you're wanting to create your own family. And you have been wanting to have a baby. You have been, you know, wanting to, you've been obedient. You've been so diligent. You've been so just following instructions every single day. And you have been really obedient. And you do so with such grace every single day, right? You're following your routine, you're following your rituals, and this is all rooted in the vision that you have in you wanting to have a family and create your own family and wanting to have babies. You really aligning yourself with your purpose, Two of Wands. You really having to create a more you wanting to create more stability in your life within yourself. Like you having to create stability within yourself first, and creating a stronger foundation for yourself, and then just growing from there. That's what I'm getting here. To trust in yourself. There's resonance also in trust. There's resonance in how you carry yourself independently. Trust, self-trust. If there is nobody around you who are able to help lift you up, help support you in where you want to be with yourself, like again, like we're all in a different timeline, right? So not everybody is going to agree with your path and where you want to go with your path. If anything, they're going to berate you and put you down, and not even paying attention to where you want to be with yourself, right? If they are not showing support, you are the one to show support for yourself. And this is what I'm getting here, is that trust in yourself. There's resonance in trusting in yourself. And then when somebody else sees that, collective, when somebody else sees that in a person who's been so obedient, just independently trying to, you know, work out their life for themselves, no help, no support, like that is very influential to the rest of us too. Like somebody's looking at you and going, wow, that's very inspiring. Resonance. So now that you're not only the only person bringing yourself up to the next level and bringing a higher vibration to yourself, but you are now inspiring somebody else. And in inspiring somebody else, and the self-trust that you have for yourself, and being obedient every single day, following this vision that you have, somebody else sees that and they're going, wow, that's very inspiring. You now just influenced somebody, and you just now brought somebody to a higher level by just being inspired. Do you see the ripple effect that I'm talking about here? The ripple effect, this is what we need. Because envy, jealousy, and hate and fear is so powerful in this world that what we want to do is kill it with higher vibration. and anything that is of a higher vibration is love, happiness, joy, peace, creativity, trust, empathy, compassion, self-compassion. There's resonance. Trust in oneself. You are to also be an influencer, influencing somebody else. You may not even be watching collective, but somebody else sees you and what you're doing, or whatever it is that you are doing in your life. It's working, and you are bringing resonance. You are also bringing other people to a higher level when you are just so diligent, so focused. Just as much as there is resonance in anxiety, there is also resonance in trust, inner happiness, inner peace. There is also resonance in somebody who is calm, who has a regulated nervous system. There is also resonance in somebody who is holding on to a lot of trust and faith. If we can influence others to be anxious, we can influence somebody who can be very calm and slow and steady and strong and being steady and strong and being still. There is resonance in being still. And in being still, we are also getting a lot in the present moment, and that's where we want to be. We want to be here, right? We want to be exactly right here. We find the juice right here. And a lot of it. We find the ideas and new ideas right here. There's resonance to that. There is also resonance in empathy. And empathy, I feel like that starts from within, you know, and then that just grows over time. That I truly, truly believe that when we carry empathy, we are saving lives, right? We are finding ourselves to be in a position of going, I see this person, okay, but you're seeing them, but you're not judging them. You're not in the lens of judging them. You're in the lens of, I wonder what happened to this person, right? I wonder why they ended up like that. And I wonder why they're in that condition. That's showing empathy, right? You're not just judging them for what they look like on the outside, the image that they're carrying with them on the outside, but you are seeing it on a deeper level. That's empathy. You're putting yourself in their shoes, and they're putting themselves in your shoes. When we carry empathy, it's a deeper understanding of humanity and how we are with ourselves. We are now at a time when we are regenerating our collective's DNA. Okay. We are welcoming in the new and improved. And as far as kindness, compassion, and empathy, and all those qualities that we hold within ourselves, that's regenerating our collective's DNA. And just by doing good every day, and just by having to be of service, as much as we can provide for each other, right, to one another. Isn't that crazy though, that this world has divided us, right? Like the goal is to divide us, right? Isn't that crazy that that is what is actually bringing us down and bringing us to a lower frequency? And of course, being in a higher frequency means you're wealthy, you're healthy, right? Our energy is amplified. Our energy is actually healthy, pure. Because in having to have a pure energy, you are wealthy. But they want us to be in a higher frequency. therefore bringing our happiness down, bringing our joy down, stealing our joy. So the more that you are calm, collective, I'm following the rhythm here. The more that you are calm, the more that you are still. There goes somebody trying to take that moment away from you. I'm just trying to have my peace in this very moment. I didn't really ask you. I didn't really invite you to be stepping in and ruining it, right? But of course, somebody always tries to ruin it, right? That's hate, discriminate, jealousy, envy, evil eye. That's just somebody just stepping in and who lacks inner work, who lacks inner love, self-love, self-soothe. I don't understand myself right now in here, so I'm going to go and sabotage someone else. This is why we asked to surrender. There is also surrender and service. When in doubt, be of service. When in doubt, create. It's also really conserving a lot of self-control, right? To make it healthy. To make surrendering healthy and not projecting to other people. This is also going to raise our confidence, our self-esteem. Higher vibration, higher frequency. When we are not surrendering, we are blocking a lot of it. A lot of it. Okay. Bottom of the deck, surrender. I am ready to let go with self-compassion. When we are not surrendering, we are blocking. The clearer the energy, the faster it regenerates. The faster we regenerate our collective's DNA, the faster we regenerate our collective's frequency, collective's consciousness. In resonance, there is deeper understanding. Going back to what I was saying about empathy. When we show a lot of empathy to one another, we are actually bringing ourselves back to each other. And that in that very moment in time, that's when we're going to society and wherever they want us to be. But our job is to bring each other back to one another through empathy, understanding, kindness, compassion. But instilling it in ourselves first and then outwardly to the rest. In resonance, there is deeper understanding. And where does resonance come from? Taking heed on our self-care, taking heed on our self-love. And a lot of it. And when I say that collective, like that's not something that we just do. It's through practice and being so intentional, right? And having to practice self-love, self-care, and bringing discipline back into your life. In resonance, there is deeper understanding. I want to go back by saying that when I say hate is so powerful now, jealousy is so powerful now, envy is so powerful now, comparison is so powerful now, false image is powerful now, false self-image is so powerful now, that too has resonance. That also has a ripple effect. False has a ripple effect. Fear has a ripple effect. But so does love. But so does real, genuine, authentic happiness. But so does self-compassion. When we see self-compassion in somebody else, and we see that every day in everyone, more than likely we're going to catch on to that, and we're going to be that too. We become it. There's resonance in that. We are to surrender so that we don't block ourselves. And then having more hate, having more jealousy, having more envy, just walking around this place and spreading it around to us. It becomes very uncomfortable to the rest of us. It becomes very uncomfortable because it's not real. We are making the unreal real. But the real is in here. And we are to find it within ourselves. And to know it for ourselves. Real is not out there. Real is in here. Real is also being masked by unreal. Because we're not truly ever really surrendering. Because in surrendering, you got to get to the truth of things. And surrendering, there's a lot that comes with that. The weight that you also have to let go of. And also the self that you've known forever, that you have only really known, the old self that you've only really known. And that's the only self that you've only really known. That too is heavy to surrender. To surrender. We have creation, rise, divine, surrender. I'm getting destiny. Okay. Destiny. I want to pull up another affirmation here before we wrap this up. We're almost an hour in. You guys, thank you for being so patient with me. And thank you for always showing love and support on this channel. I really appreciate you being with me in this journey. I try to be on here every day, you guys. Lately, I have been called to do a lot of healing for myself and understanding where I am with myself and where I am also with my parents. I'm so grateful to be talking to them a lot more nowadays. I actually have not seen my parents in over a decade. I'm 32. And I haven't seen them since I was 15 years old, and they live in the Philippines. And let me tell you that the relationship that I now have with my parents, I'm just so grateful for. That is something that I am welcoming into my life, that is new and improved. Out of the darkness into the light. Rebirth. Sending you guys so much love and support. If you guys would like a personal reading, all of that information will be down in the description box below. You already know. I love you guys so much. I'll see you in the next. Take care of yourselves. Happy Leo season. I'll see you in the next.